Once you get the unit open and all the wires unhooked, remove the 2 screws. Remove them incrementally. This particular heatsink is on a hinge, so there's only 2 screws. They shouldn't come out of the cover. When you unscrew them enough, you should be able to open this up. There we go. Then to slide it and get it out of the way. Not too bad, but there's a little dust. You want to clean that out since you got it apart. Then this tab right here, you're going to push it down. This tab right here, push it down, and then you pull it out like this. That releases the CPU. And you pull open this little cover. Wow, there's some dust in there. It actually looks like there's not enough thermal paste there either. Yeah, there's not a lot of thermal paste here either. That's not good. Anyway, CPU still works and everything, just upgrading it. Make sure the replacement CPU, put it back in exactly the same. If you can see it in the camera, there's a little notch right there. It's like shaped like a U. That's how you line it up, and then this little arrow will be in this corner over here by this little heatsink here. Want to clean that good too. Make sure there's no dust there. Get your replacement CPU. This upgrade will give me 2 more gigahertz of power, which is a pretty good increase. There's actually 2 there's another U notch right there, and there's one over there. You can see where the plastic sticks out. That's where they go. If you like the video so far, give it a thumbs up so that YouTube will share it with others. Get the CPU in, close the cover, and you reverse the process. Pull this wire down, and then you pull this towards you and push it down and get it under that notch that sticks out, and then let it go. And there you go, the new CPU is installed. The next you have to put new thermal paste and clean off this thermal paste, the old stuff, and again clean the heatsink out if there's dust. I use Arctic Silver, polysynthetic silver thermal compound. Been using this stuff for a while, have no issues with it. You don't need a lot. You want to get a thin layer on the heat spreader on the CPU, and then you want to put some on the heatsink side as well. I'm going to spread this out, this little tool that it comes with, this little spatula thing. If you need more, you can put more. You just want to start out with a little because you don't want to put too much, because it'll just pop out around the heatsink and the CPU when you put the heatsink on. You don't want to have that sitting inside the computer where it's not supposed to be. Check the instructions because this compound does have a break-in period that you must follow. That only applies really if you leave the computer on all the time. You won't be able to do that when you put new thermal compound. You have to let it cool down and heat up again from turning it off and on to help this stuff break in. Just how it works. Once you have a nice even coat on the heat spreader, get some toilet paper and clean up the excess around the edges of the heat spreader, because you just want it on the heat spreader. And I recommend, if you're upgrading like I am, make sure you save your old CPU, especially if it still works, because you never know. If something happens and that thing fails, at least until you get a replacement, you can pop in your old one and you can still use your computer. Wipe off the old thermal compound. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell, and if you have any suggestions for future videos, leave a comment.